It's all well and good to see the patch notes, but how do they impact you? Which comps are going to be good next patch? Don't worry, we got you here at ProGuides, as we're going to tell you the best comps and gameplay styles to go for in 10.11. Hey guys, and welcome back to another ProGuides Teamfight Tactics video. Today, we're going to be looking into patch 10.11, going through the interesting changes Riot made, and making some predictions on how our experts think the meta is going to shake out. Patch 10.11 is a small patch, similar to 10.10, since we're looking at the big mid-set expansion happening in June. If you don't know what this is about, check out the link in the description. Riot released an article yesterday announcing the mid-set expansion, and you can be sure we'll be covering it soon with the video. Today, we're going to be talking about trait changes, buffs and nerfs to champions, and the newly introduced galaxy and item changes. Finally, we're going to hit those predictions about which comps are going to be the best next patch, and any big changes to the meta that might occur. Keep in mind that predictions made in this video are exactly that, predictions. They are subject to change, and we will definitely keep you updated in our mid-patch update. Feel free to share any comments below, giving us feedback, especially if you have something new to add, or you disagree with what we predicted. We'll be happy to read them. If anything's pulled from the original PvE changes or added in, you can find the info in the comments as well about what ended up not making it to the live servers. Trait changes. There's only 2 trait changes this patch, with one of them being more of a system change too. Chrono gets some love in its 4 and 6 piece, since those were less and less used. Expect 6 Chrono to actually be strong now. Infiltrators now jump immediately, making it so that you can have your front line in the back, waiting to pound them to the ground. You could do that this patch as well, but not as easily. And that's it for the trait balance changes. We'll discuss more about their possible meta implications at the end of the video. Champion buffs and nerfs. Moving on to champion changes. Surprise, surprise, hyper role comp champions are getting nerfed some more. The aim of the nerfs are not to kill the comps, so they're not too severe, and unlimited blade work should still be playable, but noticeably weaker. 1 costs. Caitlyn's 3-star form getting a bit of a nerf due to its ult damage, since it benefited too much from Celestial. It should still one-shot, but not heal as much. Xayah will get online noticeably slower, with an increase of 20 to her mana needed to ult. Jarvan gets buffed for his 1-star form, untouched in his 2-star form, and nerfed in his 3-star form. That way, Dark Stars are not affected, but Unlimited Blade Works is. Graves is finally being looked at, and gets a 1-second nerf to his blind in 1-star and 2-star forms. Still a manly man, and one of the best 1-costs early though. Since this video is made before Wednesday, we do not yet know if Kha'Zix is being nerfed, but the devs have hinted at a high possibility, so check the description to see if the bug got nerfed or not. 2 costs. Lucian got a small buff to his 3-star form since no one was 3-starring him, it seems. That is likely to continue happening since there are way too many better units to invest in. Blitz gets a small nerf across the board in his damage since he was doing a bit too much in addition to being such a nuisance to position around. 3 costs. As for 3 costs, only Yi got a small buff to his attack speed, which actually translates to multiplicative increases with items like Winsu's. 4 costs. Kayle gets a small nerf to her mana, needing 1 more auto attack to get to her Ascendant form. This should slow Kayle down a bit and give some time to her opponents to overwhelm her. Cho'Gath is getting a rather big buff to his starting mana. He will almost certainly ult now and not die without that much needed CC. That's it with champion changes. You'll notice there were no 5-cost changes, as they seem to be at an okay point at the moment. New Galaxy. Only 1 new Galaxy coming this patch, and it looks a little small. Yep, that was a bad excuse for a pun, since the new Galaxy is Little Legends, where everyone starts with 85 health. Initial testing shows that this does not change much for the top 6 people, but if you lose a lot and get bottom 2, boy is it a short game for you. Early aggressive leveling should be prevalent in this Galaxy, trying to preserve HP as much as possible, while at the same time deal maximum damage to opponents. Item changes. We only have 1 item change this patch. Let's see. Last Whisper has been quite dominant, effectively destroying not just anyone with a Bramble Vest, but the entire Vanguard trait as well. This is all well and good, but the devs felt it needed to be toned down a bit, since it was a must for almost every physical damage dealing carry, like Jinx, Aurelia, or Xayah. It gets a sizable nerf to the percentage of armor it reduces, but it's still a strong item and a must against heavy armor comps. So if you see a lot of Brambles, this is still your go-to item. This item change should help with item diversity a bit, but Last Whisper will still be a core item. It will just not be a must build every time. Predictions. General gameplay predictions. Hyper roll comps will not go away again. Unlimited Blade Works is not dead, but at least you will probably not see 2 to 3 people running it in every lobby. Since its power spikes will be noticeably smaller, power level comps will have more time to roll over it. The Ziggs and Kha'Zix hyperrolls are still intact, though Kha'Zix might get nerfed. If it does, it'll be in the same vein as Xayah, so we expect the comp to still be playable. Due to the decrease of power for hyperroll comps, slow roll comps outside of mech might make a bit of a comeback. These comps were too slow to compete with hyperroll, and they could make a comeback now. Looking at you, Bros and Darius. The nerf to Last Whisper makes early Vanguards a bit stronger now too, with no Xayahs there to obliterate all that armor. Champion predictions. Master Yi might be slightly impacted, but it probably will not be enough to bring Bros back in an unhealthy level. You should try it out though. The buff that is definitely most impactful is Toyz, as he will not be a win more champion now, he'll be able to turn the tables around for a losing player with a properly aimed ult more consistently. Comp predictions. As we already mentioned, Bros might make a bit of a comeback, but definitely do not rise to S tier. In general, with Kayle and Xayah being part of the most popular comps, the meta opens up a bit, bringing fringe stuff like Star Guardians if you get a lot of tiers back. At the same time, Brawler Blasters got a buff through Cho, and they already are a super stable comp, so expect to see people spamming those. The buffs to Chrono are fairly interesting, enough to offset the Kayle nerf for Chrono Kayle too. There is a fringe comp of Chrono hyperrolls aiming for the early 6 Chronos, as the attack speed scales so fast now. To give you an idea, in 6 seconds, you will have already gotten 60% attack speed across all units. Is it enough to make Chrono Ashe a thing finally? As an aside, mech infiltrators are taking a huge hit from the change to how infiltrators jump. Positioning might be able to help with that, but it'll be much more difficult to play now. There have been many nails to the mech coffin lately, but this one is a tough one to get through. If anything, it raises the mech skill ceiling a lot. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Let us know which comp you think will dominate in 10.11. And if you want to get better at TFT, visit ProGuides.com, where you can find challenger coaches who will help you reach your dream rank. Good luck out there on your TFT grind, and we'll see you guys all in the next video.